Hey everyone, my name is Andy Park. Welcome back to this channel. In this video, we'll explore mind mapping. This is a topic I've been wanting to cover for some time now, but wasn't quite sure how to approach it. So I figured I'd share the mind mapping process using a mind map. Then I'll walk you through an example of using mind mapping to take notes from a news article. So be sure to stick around to the end. Okay, here's a mind map that I created on using a mind map. It's done on my iPad Pro using Notability, but you can use pen and paper as well. First, let's explore why we should use a mind map. It's great for idea generation and problem solving. And since this format is non-linear and promotes organic thinking, we can quickly put out everything we know about a problem or an idea in a natural and flexible fashion. Each of these thoughts will trigger other thoughts and ideas, and allowing those ideas to move out radially from the center. After we've put down every idea, we should see some sort of structure or patterns emerge. It'll allow us to separate the important from the extraneous ideas and help us focus on the important ones. It's also great for note-taking. Handwriting notes versus typing in general allows people to be more engaged with the contents. Mind map really amplifies this engagement. Mind map promotes not only the ideas being discussed, but also your own ideas that are triggered from the discussions. In essence, this format of writing helps reveal your thinking to yourself. I've often come across the saying, writing is thinking. And by capturing these ideas and thoughts, both what's discussed and your own thoughts, you can find connections, patterns, and recurring themes emerge. These are the important points that you should take away. So what are some of the principles of mind map? There are many principles, but there are no hard and fast rules, so I use a simplified version for myself. Create a center statement and develop ideas radially outward. So in this example, the center statement is mind map, since that's what we're discussing here. Then we have these categories that further branch out to ideas and thoughts. The endpoints of each branch sometimes end in a conclusion or a question that we can further explore. The lines showed connections between ideas and thoughts. The lines don't always need to follow the branch structure. You can connect ideas in a separate category or branch. In fact, this is encouraged. Again, the thought is to capture ideas quickly, even the fleeting ones that are triggered by another idea. In order to be able to do this, using keywords and short phrases rather than full sentences help. You can even use sketches and drawings to quickly capture the essence of an idea. When I first started doing this, I was hesitant to keep things too concise as I worried that the short phrase might not provide enough context to trigger the full idea. But since all these ideas are connected and I can follow the train of thought, I can find in most cases short phrases are all you need. Okay, so what tools do we need to start creating a mind map? As I mentioned in the intro, a pen and paper will suffice. But since mind maps can grow very quickly, I suggest using a large paper like 17 by 11. But I prefer using iPad Pro for this. Personally, I use Notability. I can scale the content on the canvas if I need more space, and I can also move branches around to create room for other branches. So this was an example of how to use a mind map for generating ideas. For the second example, we'll explore how to use mind mapping for note-taking. I initially thought to use a simulated meeting to take meeting notes, but videos I found on YouTube were either too long and honestly the acting in them were too cringy. So I decided to use a news article instead. If you want to follow along, please use this link. This is a New York Times article written by Sydney Ember. The central idea is about minimum wage, so we'll start with that. Okay, right off the bat, I want to point out something. We know that news articles tend to use storytelling to bring ideas to life and to make it interesting. And every story has a protagonist and a setting. The title of this article clearly points to this being about minimum wage and how it's impacting people in a low-wage city. So here, Elsa Rodriguez and Fresno, California are probably not important details. They're chosen merely to exemplify a class of people and towns, to help readers visualize and follow the story. We can probably substitute Elsa with Mike and Fresno, California with any other coastal rural town. I point this out so that we can filter out the noise and focus on which ideas are important. Alright, sorry for going off tangent, let's continue with the article. Okay, so we have a restaurant owner trying to stay afloat, but minimum wage has increased 5 times in the last few years. And that means more payroll taxes she has to pay, and as a result, she has to cut jobs. We have a flip side here, so we'll start a branch on the other side for the counter view. Higher pay, still not enough. Now we're zooming out to a national debate with President Biden proposing minimum wage increase to $15. The backers of the proposal, so in this pro section we'll add a branch. It's good since it will raise living standard and also combat poverty. Opponents on the other side says this will increase job costs and standard increase is not fair since different cities have different living costs. Increasing the wage will lower employment by 1.4 million. But again, on the other side, it will raise 900,000 people out of poverty. Study shows increased wage slows restaurant industry growth, but this research is funded by the Restaurant Association, so you have to take that with a grain of salt. Some people think the increase is politically motivated since they think the government is trying to collect more taxes. More concerns for costs since raising minimum wage often means raising other people's wages as well. But for the low wage earners, the increase allows to support the family, although not enough to live on their own. Okay, so the writer doesn't share her opinion on this, and the reader is supposed to form their own. But since we have this mind map and we have a structure that emerged, we can review the reasons presented in a logical way, and we can even add our own thoughts and ideas to the nodes before forming our opinion. So this is what I meant at the beginning, that mind mapping allow us to engage with the content more meaningfully. And surely we got more from this article and explored the topic more deeply than if we were to have simply read the article passively. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. As with everything else, mind mapping takes practice, but once you get good at it, it becomes an invaluable tool. If you have any suggestions for using a mind map, please leave it in the comments below. And thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, and if you enjoy contents like this, subscribe to my channel. Thanks and bye for now.